Michigan State locker room is open at this time as well. All right, our next team in is Michigan State, joined tonight by head coach Robin Freilich and student athletes Moira Joyner and Theron Halleck. Coach, if you would, please make an opening statement.
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations to North Carolina. It was a heck of a game. Thought a very, very good opponent, and and I'm proud of our team. I think we were down 2 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the game, and gave ourselves some hope there right till the end. So it's all the last games are always really hard, and you don't always know when they're going to come. But I think about this game, and there's going to be things we're going to think we could do better, and this and that, and we're going to be able to pick that apart. But the bigger part of this game is I'm just really, really proud of our team for this season. And Mo and Tori are our seniors, and I think the one of the best feelings you can have as a coach is when 2 players finish their careers, that there is literally no regrets. And I think that's hard. I think that's hard to be able to do. And for Mo and Tori, I know that's a really cool thing about them, is they really gave us their best this whole season, and they wore the Spartan jersey with a ton of pride. And I'm really thankful I had an opportunity to coach them.
Open up for questions for just the student athletes at this time. Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start on the right. Young man in front, if you introduce yourself, please.
How you doing, guys? Deshaun Johnson for the State News. Mo, I just kind of wanted to ask you a little bit, obviously, what Coach Freilich talked about, it obviously being very emotional, it being your senior year. Can you talk about what it was like being able to play for Freilich in your final year?
Bear with me. No, I thanked the coaching staff in the locker room, and I just told them I love them, and I'm just super happy that they came to Michigan State and they decided to trust our program and trust the players that were already here. And I wouldn't have wanted to go out with a different coaching staff. I'm so grateful for Coach Freilich and the rest of them, and Dean Lockwood for staying on staff, and just super grateful. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Go to the second row. Go ahead.
What do you think? So you hit the 3, 5.4 seconds to go, and it's been sort of an uphill fight the whole game. Are you thinking at that point, okay, wait a sec, we may actually do this? What's going through your mind after a game where it just didn't seem like it was ever going to be your day before that?
Yeah, I think we had to play one play at a time. And after I hit that 3, we came together and we said we got to get a rebound right away. And we kind of struggled to get the rebound, but we knew what we had to do, and we stayed together through it all. But, honestly, my mindset was we made the shot, but we're not done yet. There's still time on the clock, and we can't give up.
Where I'm wondering, was it one of those, you get the foul trouble, extreme foul trouble, you're back in, it's like 21-7, you're checking back in with 3 fouls. It's just one of those games where did it feel like, this is not anything we planned, and did it feel like the uphill fight that it looked like?
Oh, for sure. North Carolina is tough. Congrats to them. They're a really tough team. But, yeah, I feel like whenever you get into a big game like that, I feel like you always get in foul trouble. That's just how it goes, And so I'm grateful for them to put me back in and trust me like that. But I just knew, this could be possibly our last game, which it was. But, you had to play smart. You had to go back out there. Julia did the same thing. We were all in foul trouble, so it was, you got to give it your all.
Come over here to the left.
Ian Kress, CBS Lansing. Both of you increased your scoring averages, and a bunch of players on the team did the same thing. What was it about this staff that really allowed you guys to excel when it comes to scoring?
Myra, take that first.
Honestly, I think offense is part of it, practice is part of it, getting work in the gym, preseason is part of it, but it's really just a trust piece. When your coaches trust you and they trust what you do with your game, that gives you confidence as a player, and I think they did a really good job instilling confidence in all of us.
Darren?
I think for me, coming in as a guard that's just been focused on my speed, they wanted me to work on my shot. And ever since I've gotten in the gym with them and stay consistent with my shooting, I've never felt more confident. And I give all the credit to the coaching staff because they've trusted me through that. And I think I can proudly now say that I'm more than just a fast basketball player. I'm also a shooter. So.
Other questions for Stan? Go ahead, right there.
Just speaking kind of to the offense this year and the consistency that you guys have been through. I mean, obviously in the first half, things weren't going exactly the way you guys wanted to. Can you just talk about being able to stick in it in the fourth quarter and still continue to try and take shots and knock them down when you need to?
Darren, you want to take that first?
I think, as Coach preaches every day, togetherness is key. We knew our shots weren't falling, and we knew that we had to get back in transition. But we came together in our huddles, and we said our shots aren't falling, and we got to keep shooting them because we were getting good looks. I also think our ball movement was a little iffy at some points. We were standing a little bit too much, but I mean that just comes with the game. I mean it was a big game that we played a great team, but at the end of the day, we still came together in our huddles and fought back.
Moira?
Can you, well,
Can you just kind of talk about like how the team was still able to rally back together?
yeah. No, I just think that's kind of been all season long. You know, that's us. Like, we're tough. We're not going to give up. Teams might think we're out of it, but we're still right there and, you know, behind you. And, I mean, I think we proved that today. You know, wish it was a different result. But we're a tough team, and we're not going to give up. So.
I don't know.
Can the two of you put this season into words? I mean, you know, this is not the regime you signed up for. You know, it was you wanted to get to the NCAA tournament. You did that. Obviously, you probably wanted to win today too. Obviously, but just put into what you're feeling right now, and be it gratitude, be it whatever it may be that you're feeling in this moment.
Moira?
Yeah, gratitude's a great word. I just think, sorry. I'm from Michigan, so playing in the green and white for 5 years has been like the world to me. It's been a dream come true, and I just think that like I'm so grateful for the team, and I just told them like in the locker room, like, you guys have so much to build on. Like, don't be satisfied with this season, and like go get a Big Ten championship next year, because we have a ton of people coming back and other teams don't. So I mean we're moving on right now, and I think the returners are going to make a great mark next year.
Yeah, I probably have to second that with gratitude, but also I would say, we said it a lot throughout the year, we're a redeemed team. I think everybody looks at us as the underdog, and they don't really, I mean, 90% of people had North Carolina winning today, but they didn't know what fight we could bring. So I think that redeemed team is a good place to put us, because people always think that we're going to come in and lose the game, but this year wasn't, and I think the coaching staff took a huge role in that. I mean, she came in and changed the program, and I can't wait to see what I can do in the next couple of years with her as a coach and for all the future of this culture and this program.
Use the microphone, please.
When you say change the program, can you speak to like some of the things that felt different this year and sort of led to that?
Yeah, I think just they came in and full swing came in with consistency. And we had a little bit of consistency before, but they came in and they had their core values, and we stuck with that every day. And we talk about it every day. There's a different core value every day. It's an everyday thing. Every day, everything they say, everything happens that day. And I think that we built like the most trust I've ever had with a coach I've built with this coaching staff. Like, I've never been so blessed to have a coaching staff that trusts me, but also I trust them. So it's just the consistency every day that we get from them, and like we know what we're gonna get. So that's just what motivates us as players and keeps us locked in.
Anything else for the student athletes? Seeing none, you can go back. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take questions now for Coach Freilich.
Robin, you do all this prep for a game, and when it starts like that, and all of a sudden you're looking at foul trouble decisions with two of your best players, 2 and 3 fouls early, like how much goes out the window a little bit? How differently do they have to play? Like what's going through your mind when it's like 21-7, 23-7, and you're just trying to hang in there? Right?
Yeah, I mean, for us, the difference in the game was the first quarter. After that, we kind of found our way. Yeah, we had Mo and Jew in foul trouble. We were out of sorts, and credit to North Carolina. They've been a very, very good defensive team. They've hung their hat on that, and they're really big. I think their length and size, I think it took us a bit to adjust to that. That's not something we see every day, and we for sure don't see it with ourselves, going against ourselves. So, and yet I know, like Mo, we played her with 3 fouls because we trust her and we need her. And I thought Drew grew up tonight even with playing with 2 fouls from where we were in the Big Ten tournament. So, I thought that, unfortunately the first quarter really changed the game for us. But it took us a minute to sort of get adjusted to some of their length and size.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You talked about at the beginning, just when you look at this team, your sort of maiden voyage with the program, what will be their legacy to you? How will you remember them?
What I've loved about this group is how far we've come as a team. I can think back to a lot of first things, first individual meetings, first team meetings, and what I love about it is that I love that 18 to 22-year-olds are at such a cool age. They're really kind of funny characters, right? They're and to watch them, and we've got a group that they're all different, but we had a group that really kind of figured out the power of a team and figured out the power of working hard and believing new people. I think that's hard, right? When you come in and the whole staff is new, and we're lucky Coach Dino stayed. I feel really grateful. I think I'm constantly reminded about just the power of human nature and belief, and they stood side by side with us. We were learning too, and we were honest about it. There's so many things that we had to learn and we didn't know, and they were willing to walk side by side with us in that.
How much of what we saw this year is when you picture what you want the program to be, and obviously as you recruit, and change the roster, whatever it may look, how much of this is what you want it to look like, and sort of what are the key essentials for you moving forward as you assess things?
Well, I loved our speed, and I love coaching with speed. So that was a pretty fun match, I thought, from the start. What do we need more of? I mean, clearly the size was a huge problem tonight. We got out-rebounded by almost 20, and that's back-to-back nights, and we got killed on easy second shots, and we didn't get any of those. So that makes the game really, really hard when you're getting really, when the rebounding difference is so significant. So clearly that's something we have to figure out moving forward. But, I think it's our job to figure it out as coaches. It's your job to figure out what you have and how do you make the most of it. And it looks different every single year, even when you've been there a while, right? And you've recruited, it's always your job to figure out how to put your team in a position to be successful.
On the front here.
Coach Theron, and all year we've kind of talked about the sense of togetherness that the team has had, and I know from learning from you guys that it started in the summer, early last year. So can you kind of talk about how that will play into this next row now that you've kind of comforted yourself into the program and you'll have the full summer to get ready with everyone, just how that will look for your team?
Yeah. I think there's always a process. I think now the process begins to look a little different because we know each other better. So usually things can speed up for growth and development and things like that. But I know as a staff, we're not just, we're motivated. I think it's hard to get here. It's hard to win here. And when you get here and you're really close, I think that gap just really creates a catalyst of continued motivation. So I know as a staff, we'll feel really motivated to continue to find ways to help us get better.
Go over to the left.
Theron was just talking about how she's never felt more confident when on the floor. What did you as a staff maybe do to help the players to feel this confidence? Maybe specifically, what did you guys do?
The credit goes to them. I mean, nobody can buy you confidence. Nobody can hand you confidence. I think confidence is, it comes from within. And so I give them credit. Confidence comes from getting in the gym and shooting a lot, right? Confidence comes from practicing hard. So, that's kind that she said that, but I'm going to deflect it back to her because, she became a better player this year because she worked at it. And when you work at it and your habits get better and you perform better, right? And then you perform better and your confidence is better. So that's on them. It's our job to find paths for that, you know, and it's their job to build their confidence.
Let's go back to the right.
You mentioned your relationship with Courtney
Yeah.
before this, and she was. I asked her about it, and she said you guys were out family having ice cream last
Yeah.
night, like together. I mean, obviously you guys are friends before and beyond this. Why is that important to you? Why was that important to get together with her and have your families interact that way?
I mean, the coaching world is quite lonely, and I think we need each other. And she's been a good friend through it, and we help each other, right? We share I don't even think they're secrets. We share things. We learn from each other. So where we have an opportunity to be in the same place at the same time, how cool that we can connect. I mean, we both want to win on game day. That doesn't change the competitive spirit. But in this coaching world, we all need a few buddies, right?
Yeah, I mean, can you describe that loneliness? What makes it
Oh.
that when you're in your position?
Oh, it's, I mean, it's just part of the deal. It's part of the deal of figuring out how to manage a lot of people and perform and compete. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a motivating thing. But I think it's our job in coaching to find ways we have to find community so that we can help each other navigate, you know, through all of the nuances that come with coaching.
Any other questions for Coach? We good? All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.